Coming up on this episode of Outlook TV, Toronto's drag artist, Sofonda.
Queer Arts Festival Mass Reincarnation.
The refurbishment of Numbers Cabaret. And much, much more. Hello and welcome to Outlook TV. I'm Rebecca Wyman.
And my name is T. We'd like to thank and acknowledge the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations for the privilege of filming this episode on their traditional and unceded lands.
We are Outlook TV, and we are the queer news magazine show that brings you the stories that matter the most from coast to coast. We're going to kick it off in Toronto with Sofonda Cox.
Yes, she's a drag artist that's been around for over 20 years, and I'm sure you're going to be so fond of her.
Based in Toronto with the world as her stage, we are catching up with Sofonda and finding out about her 20-year career as a drag artist and where she's headed next.
I started drag when there was a dare. People that donned a dress get in for free at this big party called Abracadabra instead of paying the $48 cover. Anyone who was in drag gets in for free, and that's how I started. I am not part of a drag family, no. I just learned from friends, and I picked up from the other queens, and that's how I did it. My friends are Janet Jackson, Beyonce, and Paula Abdul. When the pandemic started, everyone was locked down. I was panicking. I thought it'd be over by a month and they'll be like, we'll be back again, it's okay. But I got nervous, so I thought to myself, okay, how do I make a mark? So I invented a show called Sofondays. So the full Saturday is called Sofonday, and I perform from noon till 9 p.m. at night. Every hour, on the hour for 20 minutes, I performed online. And it was great. I wasn't doing anything anyway, so it's a chance for me to get creative, to get my creative juices flowing, and it worked out for me during the pandemic. That's how I did it. Oh my God, I'm back performing live. I'm blessed enough to be the TD Bank ambassador, so they helped me out with everything. I did the Blue Jays, I did something for Skip the Dishes, I did all these corporate events. And as well, of course, The Well gave me a new lease on life. It's amazing. And I can always count on Woody's, which is my resident bar, my home bar. I've been there for 21 years. So yeah, it's been great. Well, we can always use a bit of a drag race, but I believe, well, I've worked hard enough to build a career for myself. And I travel the world. I have a residency in Los Angeles, a residency in Texas, a touch bar, Rocco's, and I'll be in Los Angeles very soon performing with some drag race divas.
I hope you get a chance to see this amazing artist perform when she visits your city. But for now, this is Sister Fancy Pants for Outlook TV.
We're going to head off to Kelowna now to check out their 25th Pride.
And here's the general manager, Dustin, with all the highlights.
Kelowna Pride was held in October this year with indoor and outdoor activities. Let us find out more from Dustin, the general manager of Kelowna Pride.
Because you're mine. Oh.
It's the 25th year of LGBT Pride happening in the Kelowna area. Kelowna Pride Society has been officially around since 2004 is when it was officially incorporated. So we were celebrating, the anniversary of what's all been happening over the last 25 years, and not just from Kelowna Pride as an organization. We thought, what's a safe activity to do where we can still somewhat congregate. So we ended up with the bike derby gang, because we have people that really enjoyed it last year. And we had about 30-ish people come out. We all met at the Rotary Center for the Arts, which is was our hub this year for a lot of our events. And then we went down Ellis Street, down over to Lawrence, down the Rainbow Crosswalk, came down Water Street, and then back up, and we ended at Jackknife Brewing, which is where we had a Beers for Queers kind of post-social after the bike derby.
2 years later, I am a proud man.
we reached out to our trans non-binary community, and we had about 6 or 7 of them step up to help us organize an event that would be meaningful to them.
I don't know
And so we came up with the storytelling and social aspect of it. So we had it was 5 or 6 different people with varying identities that shared their stories that evening. We did it at the Mary Irwin Theatre inside the Rotary Center for the Arts, and we had about 70 to 80 people that came out. Some folks in there who said they were in tears the whole time listening to people and their stories. You know, it was really meant to be uplifting and share for those who are maybe struggling with their identity, that, you know, you can come out, you can be successful, and you can live a happy, healthy life. We normally do the Kelowna's Next Drag Superstar, which this year would have been our 10th anniversary. So we really want to do something big. So we opted for the Pride Cabaret as kind of a replacement to that. So definitely our most diverse event we've ever offered. And so we had drag performers, we had live music, we had spoken word, we had comedy, we had burlesque, we had belly dancing. And so yeah, it was a fun event. It sold out that afternoon just prior to. At the festival in an aspect this year, obviously much different than prior to, but you know, we probably had 1,000 or 1,500 people that came out to it. It was nice because we did outdoors and we designed it in a way that we didn't have to make vaccine passports mandatory. It was a bit more of a farmer's market style. You know, we're looking forward to going back to June in 2022, but I do know that all of our vendors were really happy to be there. They were happy that we were back and that we were able to create a COVID-safe festival with all the restrictions that we were required to follow.
For Outlook TV, this is Gary Wolfader reporting.
We're going to have to take a little break now.
And we'd also like to thank our queer siblings for all the tireless work that they did fighting for our country.
Hi, my name is Mike Culver. I'm the general manager at Numbers, and you're watching Outlook TV.
Welcome back. You're watching Outlook TV.
Hey, Rebecca, do you like tickling the ivories?
I'm not very good at it.
Well, John's got a story for us coming up.
Hi, viewers. We're here in West Van to meet Linda and Carol Shumas. Linda is a classically trained pianist and a composer with endless accolades under her belt, and Carol is a visual artist doing oil paintings, needle points, costume designs, all sorts of stuff. These two are really amazing. Let's go in and meet them and see what they've got to say.
The thing my music says about me is I don't fit in a box. Like, there's no limit about playing classical music, for one thing. And I think that's why I did branch out into my own, because I felt no one could judge me then. The thing I'm trying to say with the music, or do with it, is to treat it, well, the piano, like a voice, because the voice can sustain a note, so you can hear the raw emotion in that note. The highlights of my career would be, it started out winning the Jean Coulthard Award for original composition, then the recordings, Positive Force, a vinyl, 1984. And then Voices from the Cloisters. But one film was called Thick Lips, Thin Lips. And it was in the Berlin Film Festival. No speaking, just the music. So that was a highlight. 2 men, an Asian man and an African American man. It's like a dance. My music was punctuating. Also, there's racial slurs while they're trying to, you know, embrace and have the kiss. So the music does play a large part in it. I guess it would be like a musical experimental film. That's what I'm talking about. Color. I'm reworking the musical that I've been working on for 50 years with Carol, my sister.
I am a storyteller. and I love to paint theater on the wall, which are my paintings. In the play, I'm reworking it, and it takes place in Ireland. It has to do with snake women and people dressed up very 17th century. And I want a drag queen definitely to play Lady Derrick. She's very voluptuous, and a guy as a drag queen would be perfect for it.
And so much talent, all in one family. My God, this has been terrific. And so much color. You know I love the color. This has been John Crossan with Outlook TV. We'll see you all next time. Bye.
Next up, we're going to head to Vancouver to check out the refurbished Numbers Cabaret.
Yes, and Sister Fancy Pants caught up with the owner and the new general manager. We're at the new Numbers Cabaret on Davie Street in Vancouver. They opened during the pandemic and have survived and thrived. Under new ownership, new staff, and a new vibe, let's go get their number.
My name is Xanax. I'll be your host for the evening. You all can scream for that if you want.
My father bought the property in 1980, and it was a nightclub. It was called Tony Lemmer's Factory, and Tony Lemmer sold it. And it was a disco, classic disco, because that was the disco days, and he sold it to Phil Moon, who turned it in to a gay bar. What I've done is just making it a fun, inclusive place. It's still, you know, a LGBTQ plus bar, but, you know, everybody's welcome. And it's a safe place to go.
Then on the main, where the dance floor, we've taken the dance floor, we've sanded it all down, resurfaced it, and the DJ booth is put back to where the original one was when the bar first opened. Memorabilia that's on one wall coming into the club, and there will be more of that happening, more so upstairs. When we were cleaning up by the bar, I noticed that after a year of tearing out the old carpet, it was all worn. The flooring's over 100 years old. And so we revealed that. The wood on the walls has all been sanded and restained. All the paint job is changed up in the loft bar area to 2 tones of green. And this year, the Vancouver Mural Fest got involved and took the wall that's part of our patio on the building beside us, and we're able to do a whole mural there to do with Divine, by one of the girls who also did one of the artwork that we have on the fence the year before.
A lot of queer women are coming in that didn't really feel represented in the space here before as well. We've also expanded into jazz music, and we want to continue to expand to more types of live music as well. But the drag has really put us on the map, back on the drive, and we sold out, I think, about 25 shows in a row, and we now have weekly drag events and viewing parties here. So that's been really nice to have that be well received by the community, because a lot of energy and perseverance went into bringing that back here.
Part of our plan for the future, wanting to keep the upstairs loft as a live kind of music place. And with that being said, we'll also have events for different charity groups that will be renting out the room or showcasing the room for them. We're not strictly like a white man's club. We're for everybody. And people are really happy with that so far.
From the new Numbers Cabaret, this is Sister Fancy Pants for Outlook TV.
It's time for us to take another break now.
Oh, good timing. I just got dinged on Grindr.
Oh, nice.
Hi, I'm Nicole with the band Strange Breed, and you're watching Outlook TV.
Welcome back. You're watching Outlook TV.
We're catching up with the new artistic director of the Queer Arts Festival.
And they have a brand new show, Mass Reincarnation.
We're at the Sum Gallery in Vancouver for the opening of their latest exhibition, Mass Reincarnation of Wish Fragments, and they also have a new artistic director, so let's go meet him.
I'm a classically trained flutist, and I studied here in Vancouver and in Australia and in Montreal. And I've been working in Vancouver for, I'd say, the last 20 years or so as a musician. And recently I was appointed, actually just as of October 1st, as the artistic director of the Queer Arts Festival. So music is going to be informing the programming moving forward. I mean, there's always been a strong musical component to Queer Arts Festival programming. We're going to be continuing to do that. We'll be doing a lot more of it. The interesting part for me is actually the non-musical genres, because they are things that are more exciting to me right now. They're things I'm learning a lot about. And so I feel like a lot of the time that I'm spending right now is really getting to know artists from other disciplines and those disciplines. This exhibit is called Mass Reincarnation of Wish Fragments, and it's an exhibition by two artists, Eva Wong and Naoko Fukumaru. And they are taking traditional Japanese art forms, in this case origami and kintsugi, and they are recontextualizing them within a queer context. So what we have here is Naoko has made a cocoon using kintsugi technique, inspired by kintsugi technique. And kintsugi is the art of taking broken ceramics and remaking them together so that the imperfections and the damages they're not hidden, but they're rather highlighted and made to be an important part of the piece. This cocoon has 1,000 paper butterflies coming out of it, and the paper butterflies were created by Eva Wong, and along with community members through a series of workshops and drop-in visits. And each butterfly has a wish written inside about how we want it to make the world a better place. So it's a very personal project, it's a very beautiful project. I think butterflies are a very natural symbol for the queer experience. I think a lot of us are very familiar with this idea of coming out of our shell, of redefining who we are. I think the coming out experience is very much something that you can tie into this idea of coming out of a cocoon and developing into something really beautiful and complex. And it ties in with this Japanese mythology that if you fold 1,000 paper cranes, the gods will grant you your wish. What we've done is we're using butterflies because butterflies are a symbol of transformation, they're a symbol of renewal, and we're using them as a vehicle to tell a story about the trans experience. This exhibit runs from October 28th to December 15th.
For Outlook TV, this is Angus Pratt at the Sun Gallery in Vancouver.
And now we're going to check out the Vancouver-based Strange Breed.
I don't know anything about these people, but I think they're pretty good.
Well, I hear that they are all female, all queer, alt rockers. Sounds good to me.
Rock on.
Hello, viewers. Thank you so much for joining us. Today, Outlook TV catches a glimpse of the Cool Cats Strange Breed to watch them in action. All feminist, all queer, all stars. Let's go.
So we officially formed in 2017, and I had posted a very specific ad looking for friends to play music with, basically. It's interesting because we have sort of like me and Megan, who have been together for over 5 years now, and then these two who have been ride or dies forever, and together we've just made our own little family. I will remain the primary writer in terms of, guys, I just came up with this verse chorus, and now I just need help filling in the blanks.
Unique is that we actually stand behind the words that we sing. When we sing about date rape, we support the victims. When we sing about gun control, we truly believe in gun regulation, and we believe that the law should be changed. I think what's most important about us is that there's no difference between us on stage and people in the audience. We're the same. You know, we wouldn't be Strange Breed without the people listening. So I think that's something that makes us unique. We're just nerds like everyone else. The greatest compliment that I can have is after a show, someone saying, "You make me want to play the drums." Be your own role model. If you don't have a role model, just do it. Be it.
It was interesting. I didn't realize how I don't know what the word would be, like stifling maybe. It is being like a female rock musician, because it was funny, like some of the spaces we went into we thought was going to be like really cool, like some of the punk shows we originally started going to, and then it seemed almost as if we were like too political in some sense, and I was like, wait, what? I really thought that the world was moving forward with female rock musicians, but sometimes it doesn't feel that way. So yeah, I think we just need more of us doing rock.
It's been really interesting for me because I never played with a band before Strange Breed. And the first show that I played with them actually happened to be like right in the middle of a contest. So we were playing the Elevate Music Contest. So it was kind of like, welcome to the band, learn these songs really quick. We're going to play a 15-minute set in front of all of these judges. Please don't fuck it up.
Got a new music video for our song So Blind, and that's coming out on November 24th. And then in the new year, we've got a short run of Western Canada dates starting January 29th through February 8th. So we'll be in Edmonton, Calgary, Regina, Winnipeg, and Banff. And then in the spring, we're going to have a whole run of dates. A lot of them are still in the works, but we have announced that we're going on tour with the Pack AD, and that's April 7th to 11th in Toronto and Quebec.
Kick ass. These guys will knock you right back into the grunge ages. I'm Emily Ann Fraser. You're watching Outlook TV Vancouver.
That's all the time we have for this episode of Outlook TV, but we'll be back very soon.
And in the meantime, check us out on all our social media platforms and join us if you want to volunteer.
We are a whole lot of fun. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Rebecca Wyman.
And my name is T.
Stay safe, Canada.